Today, four separate immigration plans were blocked by the Senate. That despite recent polling showing most Americans want less immigration and more border security. Let's discuss where we go from here with Mark Krikorian from the Center for Immigration Studies, along with defense attorney Krikorian, excuse me on that pronunciation. Let's talk about where we are, gentlemen. Krikorian, let's start with you. Now we have Republicans today voting against giving amnesty to 1.8 million Dreamers, but also in some of this legislation, especially the one that Trump supported, voted against helping DHS law enforcement, voted against cracking down on sanctuary cities, voted against the the chain migration limitation. So why are all these Republicans taking the hightailing it out of here, including actually Marco Rubio, who voted against one of these bills, or all of these bills, I guess?
Well, my guess is that the Republicans who voted against the president's plan, which was the one that Senator Grassley had put together, along with the Democrats, had the same impulse, is that they thought that keeping high levels of chain migration in the future was more important than preserving the work permits of the Dreamers, of the DACAs. In other words, they basically threw the DACAs under the bus to keep chain migration going in the future. And I mean, that's a choice you can make, I guess, but it's not a choice I would have made.
Carney, let's go to you on this. That's a provocative statement by Krikorian, but I think he's right. The Democrats had the chance to give almost 2 million Dreamers, DACA people, amnesty, a pathway to citizenship. It would have taken 12 years, but it's better than being sent back home. And yet they went for maintaining these high levels of extended family chain migration. That's what they decided to bank on, which I think tells us a lot about what the Democrats really care about the Dreamers.
Laura, let me just point out up front, I'm not a defense attorney, I'm a civil rights attorney. But yes, the political back and forth, my heart goes out to those Dreamers and those people who have been living in this country, doing the best that they can, and for the last 6 months, they've been under threat of being deported day by day, and that emotional threat that they've been living with, Democrats haven't reached out to, and neither has the Republicans. The commentary from our president...
Whoa, Carney, how have the Republicans not reached out? I mean, I'm not someone who even loved this plan, by the way. I'm not like, whoa, this plan was great. But the president made a decision to compromise, to go above and beyond the 800,000 DACA kids to include 1.8 million people, which was upping it by 1 million. So the president didn't wait for Nancy Pelosi to say 1.8 million or Chuck Schumer. He did it by himself. And he said, OK, but you got to give us something on the other side here on the chain migration. The Democrats wanted to flood the country with more low-skilled labor so they could keep their electorate replenished. And the Republicans, like the Chamber of Commerce types, they want to keep these people coming into the country. I think it's about low wages, keeping them down. And who gets hurt in the end? I think the border enforcement people get hurt and the Dreamers get hurt.
The Dreamers do get hurt, and with all the contingencies that the president has put on this proposed legislation, as well as the Democrats being a little wily in their response, it has not helped the Dreamers one bit. And so here we are now 6 months later after President Trump issued his proclamation that he's not going to continue on with this Dreamer program, and these people live under a threat.
Well, there's a judge who now says it's a Fourth Circuit judge, which we're going to talk about tomorrow night. He's basically said, oh, no, you can't even get rid of the DACA. Really quick, we got like 15 seconds. Wrap it up, Mark.
The issue here is, do you want to amnesty the people who've lived here since they were kids and limit the fallout? That's what that chain migration and the border stuff is for, so we don't have to do this again 5 or 10 years from now.
Unfortunately, they punted, and we know why. And we were ahead of the curve on that. So were you, Mark.